Hey, what up guys, thanks for tuning in. And today we have something new. We're gonna be installing this intercooler. So I decided to ditch the JDM Sport intercooler that I had because technically it was an intercooler. It wasn't really doing anything. My temps always rose, they never got cold, and the temperature just wasn't it. So I decided to upgrade to a Nissan 240 ISR Performance M intercooler. And the original way where I had it upside down for the inlet and outlet to be up there just isn't gonna cut out for this situation because it's in the way, or my headlights are in the way. And the only way to get this to work is if I relocate those inlet and outlets to the very bottom, which I think is gonna work. But now I have the situation of fitment because I need to make this work. So let me start off by cutting some metal off and then going from there. So I ended up making new intercooler piping on this side, new intercooler piping on this side, and I managed to make the intercooler fit. But now we have one issue. Now that I cut out a lot of the radiator support, we have the radiator moves, so we gotta tighten that up. And then on top of that, oil cooler no longer fits, so I gotta find a new home for that. I also ended up modifying by cutting the lower trim of the grill to make this work. So with the grill on, I could now see what else I need to modify. So these little supports on the bottom for these tabs, I gotta cut them off just a little bit more. The bottom side right there has to be trimmed a little bit more also. So it's not that far from being perfect. The only situation is still finding a new home for the oil cooler, which is for the turbo. So now that I pulled the grill off and I trimmed everything that I needed to, it works. It fits as how it's supposed to fit. I just gotta bend these tabs back in. I did pull them out when I first test fitted the intercooler, which was my mistake. So now I gotta bend them back. So what I ended up doing was grabbing this piece of metal, riv nutting into the frame itself, and then bolting it down. It's super sturdy. It's not going anywhere. So what I'm gonna do now to hold the intercooler in its position is I'm gonna do some tabs from here that go down and grab this, and I'm gonna do the same thing most likely to grab the radiator, because I need it to be free just a little bit, or not free but move back just a little bit. All right, so step one of welding these tabs in is now on. Intercooler is being held on. So when I put the grill on, let's see if I can squeeze it in. Okay, so now this is gonna sit up on top. That's basically it. Closes just fine. This I still gotta push it in just a little bit, but zip tie is gonna hold it. But grill is on and the intercooler is being hidden. So now I gotta make a mount for the radiator to hold it back just a tad bit, and then after that it's finding a new location for the oil cooler, which I think I'm gonna put right here. Hey, what up guys? So it's the next day and truck is almost done, but we have a visitor here today and he brought us a pretty sweet ride. SRDE. If you guys know this car, you guys know who the owner is. Laid out. Really? Yes. You're gonna turn right. The way this is mounted is this is only grabbing it like this. And then to hold the radiator back, I actually made tabs and I bolted them to the radiator. So now my fan actually has space between the crank pulley, which I didn't have before. And amazingly, it's actually stronger, way damn stronger. So I'm happy where this is at. My oil cooler used to be sitting right here in the middle, and I managed to sneak the lines underneath the fan, which I'm still gonna zip tie the hoses to, and then it comes up this way and it sits right here with the oil cooler. Oil cooler is getting air through this huge ass hole which goes through here, which amazingly fits perfectly. It closes the hood, no issues. So what I need to do right now is make new mounts for this intercooler, or I mean intercooler for the oil cooler, which I will be utilizing that tab that's down there for that one, and then possibly for the top one I'll probably weld the tab off of the new radiator support that I made just to hold it there. So this is what it looks like without the top radiator support and the grill. It looks pretty ugly, but hey, that's the makeup. Here's the finished product. Nice, closed. Doesn't look too off. So let's open her up. And bam. So the bracket that I ended up making for this was this 90, and then welded another piece here, and then it gets welded to this. The other one is mounted to the body right there. Not the best, but I'm doing with what I have. Not the cleanest truck, but I mean, it gets the job done. In the future, I'll make another clean build, not a hot rod Frankenstein fucking homemade type of shit, but it works, it fits. I wish I could test it out, but my injectors are clogged. November 6th, I am gonna be at Apple Valley Speedway, otherwise known as Grange. So we'll be drifting this truck. The only thing is I might have to change this short ram thing, whatever, filter, for an actual air filter, which I have in my garage. I just gotta install it, but I think I might have to cut this pipe down a little bit to make it work. But how I said, new intercoolers in, the sprayers are connected, oil cooler is here. So now the only thing left to do is to actually turn it on. It doesn't idle great, only because the injectors are clogged, but it idles. All I want to see or check for is for any oil leaks from the oil thermostat to the oil cooler, since I did take off the lines, rerouted them and whatnot. It's running, letting it warm up a little bit, but I don't see any oil coming out the fittings, which is a good sign. I don't see any oil coming out of the oil thermostat, which is also good. So now that we have everything ready, we still need to take off the injectors. So I could take them tomorrow to get rebuilt. So we're gonna start disassembling. It's not that much. There's no grease inside of this casing, nor on the gears. Not sure if the owner washed it and then wanted to build it, or if he wanted to weld it. Not sure what the situation is, but good for us. We don't have any oil, so let's preheat it. Damn, she looks good. Alright, so the differential is now welded and it's also painted. I'm going to give it about an hour, if not two, to let it dry. I'm not sure if I should pull out mine right now, but so the diff is back in, and I welded a new hanger for the exhaust. We're all bolted in and we're ready to set down. We're back on floor and we still can't test it out because the last and final part is just the injectors, and I dropped them off today. I should be picking them up either tomorrow or Monday morning. Again, I'm sorry if all my videos have been all over the place. It's just how things have been happening. I don't have all the parts, but I'm impatient to just install or get stuff done when I can. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video so far, and I'm closing the video out here. I've been recording a lot and I have a lot of clips to edit. So thank you guys. Until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Laters.